Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, bitch, hand me the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light, ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took a red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna say my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah bitch I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on this shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these things I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread with every word that I've said. How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Whoops, why is it not clicking? There we go. I'm not on camera today because, again, I have another headache. This is insane. Okay, but anyway, good to see you guys, all two of you. I gave no notice, about 5 minutes notice. So let's have a look at what's going on, because there's a lot going on. Karma said, as a journalist, let's connect the dots. Let's have a listen to this. This is about Keir Starmer, Jimmy Savile, and I was going to say Prince. Hey, J1, how you going? It's King Charles, apparently. Yeah, okay, anyway, let's have a look.
As a journalist, let's connect the dots, and I think you'll find this very interesting. As you know, this is King Charles, and that is his old late friend, Jimmy Savile. They were quite close. It even says it down here, look. The close relationship between Prince Charles, because he was Prince at the time, he's now King, and the disgraced BBC presenter Jimmy Savile. Yeah, so they were quite close. What you won't know is this man was quite close to somebody else we know. Yeah. Guess who that is? I bet you can't tell, can you? Maybe that will help? No? Oh, okay, well, I'll have to let you know. That's Sir Keir Starmer. See, when you're in the boys' club, they keep you in the boys' club and they give you special privileges and help you in your future with maybe, say, career moves that might be beneficial to them later. So, yeah, you get the Sir, and then you get the great job of looking after everybody. Yeah, and this guy looked after children's cases to the point where they even made a panorama episode where he was on it, and they asked him, how many families do you think you've destroyed by the mistakes you made? And he says, oh, that's really an impossible question to ask me. Yeah? Now, when you do these kind of favours and you look out for your buddies, yeah, you know what I mean, they might look out for you, and when mum passes, they, advise you to maybe go and get the best job in the country, yeah? And when you do, on your way there to get there, you say quite a bit of misinformation, and then you try and come up with laws about misinformation right after you did the misinformation. What do I mean by that? Well, yeah, Labour says they were going to help the abolish tuition fees, and that's not happening now. They also said that they would freeze council tax for 1 year. That's up by 100 quid. They also said they would help out with the energy prices. Yep, that's up by 140 quid. And you know about this one, the pensioners. Well, they all freeze. So all in all, Mr. Misinformation is coming up with laws so you can't talk about his misinformation.
There you go. That's why they're bringing in misinformation laws. They don't want anyone to
As a journalist...
hang on. Yeah, they don't want anyone to counter their misinformation. How you going, Menacing Muskrat and D. Lee? Good to see you guys. Tony Saruga said the government secrets are massive. Did you know, for example, Stephen Paddock, the so-called Las Vegas shooter, worked for Internal Revenue Service and as an auditor for the Defence Contract Audit Agency and as an internal auditor indirectly for Lockheed Martin? Allegedly. Everything here is alleged until proven in a court of law. And please do your own research and make your own decisions. Okay, he was even with the USPS, but not as a letter carrier or mail processor, as the internet would have you believe, but as a postal inspector, a sworn federal law enforcement agent. Stephen had an extensive intelligence and forensic accounting background. His father, Benjamin Paddock, was a CIA covert officer who was arrested for robbing a bank in 1960, allegedly. He was convicted and escaped prison in 1969, subsequently appearing on the FBI's most wanted list. However, in reality, it was all a CIA op to embed Benjamin into extremist organisation like the Symbionese Libertarian Army and Black Panthers as their bank robbery expert. As I said, take it all with a grain of salt. It's getting stranger. Benjamin Paddock also taught Timothy McVeigh and Terry Nichols how to rob banks. Benjamin had to be directed by the CIA to teach McVeigh and Nichols. What was the agency's involvement with McVeigh and Nichols? What if I had told you the CIA has a history of not only robbing banks but casinos, which do not like to publicise robberies nor share the amount taken, and in the past few years they especially have a love for money storage facilities. The cannabis industry, for example, uses huge warehouses to store their cash. Burglars steal $30 million in cash from a Los Angeles money storage facility, one of the city's largest cash heists. Well, see, going by bank and, they told us that this would stop all this, okay? They said, here in Australia it was Armour Guard were the carriers of cash. They were the trucks that were like bulletproof and they used to get robbed. And that was the reason for us going to put our wages in the bank instead of getting them cash in hand. Well, now they just do it on a bigger scale. So there you go. He may not have shot anyone, but he may or may not have. That's up for your interpretation. But he was a patsy nonetheless. I believe. That's just my opinion. I don't know. You've got to look up your own, do your own research and use your own discernment. Senator Gerard Rennick said, so round 2 of my trying to get more information about the spy who sold us out. And you guessed it, nothing but stonewalling from federal police as well. This is here in Australia. You have to wonder why the Australian Federal Police have done nothing about this. And you have to wonder even more as to why The opposition of the day didn't ask questions about this in estimates. What are they hiding? So the Australian Federal Police allegedly are stonewalling about the ex-politician who sold us out to foreign spies. Who will hold them accountable? Senator for hey? No, Senator for Queanbeyan? It looks like Senator for Q. Okay. It doesn't. It says Queanbeyan, but anyway. Alexandra Marshall said, has anyone asked the government what the punishment is going to be for kids who access social media? Like, the under 16 bill they're trying to bring in here in Australia. You can't send under 16s to jail and you can't fine them. So are you going to send the parents to jail? That's doubtful too. More likely, this will become a money tree of petty fines every time a teenager uses a VPN. That's what it'll turn into. It's a money grab situation. They can fine you. Rupert Lowe MP said there are a lot of very stupid things being said on the family farming tax. This is in Europe, I believe, by people who are proving themselves to be entirely ignorant of British agriculture. The farm may be worth millions, but it's worth nothing until it's sold. This is the inheritance tax, is it? So when the farm is passed down and this huge tax bill arrives, what's the family supposed to do? They don't have hundreds of thousands of pounds sitting in the bank. Farming is not a lucrative career. It does not make much money. The land is valuable, but the returns are not. Running a farm is bloody expensive. Profits are minuscule in comparison to the value of the actual farm. This is really not a complicated principle, yet I see idiots parroting utter nonsense. Labor's farming tax will force thousands of farming families to sell the farm to pay the inheritance tax bill. Farms that have been in those families for generations. If it were not for this tax, they would never dream of selling. It's really that simple, and it will change British farming forever. This is a tax drawn up by people who have no understanding of agriculture. There are 3 farming MPs in Parliament. I am one of them. Trust me when I say this, Labor does not understand farming. It would be laughable if they were not running the damn country. I wouldn't be surprised if a majority of Labor MPs believe that potatoes grow on trees. These are urban people who think that a farm is a family day out, an opportunity to feed the sheep and ride the tractor. Clueless on farming and so much else. I'll be standing alongside thousands of other British farmers tomorrow, which I think is today, and must make our voices heard. Reeves must reverse her cruel assault on British family farms. Either she does it now or we'll do it in 2029. Oh, God, do you have to wait that long, guys? I feel sorry for you. Hopefully things happen. I think something big's coming anyway. Remember Scare, that thing? I do believe it's still coming. Joey Manarino said Kamala promised her staffers payment till the end of the year. She just cut them off because the campaign is $20 million in debt. Let me restate that. The candidate who ran on Joy somehow spent $1 billion in 107 days. The candidate who ran on Joy reportedly spent $2,626,110 on private flights alone in the last 2 weeks of the election. And the candidate who ran on Joy just stopped paying her employees at Christmas time, the most joyous time of the year. And now she's begging donors for even more money, even though the election is over and she lost. I can't stop laughing. And people wanted to hand her control of the American economy? Holy shit. Yeah, someone said, who's that? Nomad PDX said Joy is fucking expensive, dude. Like, seriously. Okay, Club Ocean. Oh, I'll put this in here because what the hell is a fluffy toy going to do to help anything, okay? And I commented too, by the way. This is what I do on Twitter, okay? Hey, Secret Squirrel, how you going? Good to see ya. Club Ocean said each mission plush contributes directly to associations that defend and save sharks around the world. Oh, so it's a money laundering operation, is it? So you sell these plushies, you say you're going to help the sharks. What's that going to do? Throwing money at a situation never works. Well, anyway, I commented and said, sounds like a scam. How is buying a fluffy toy helping the sharks? I don't know. I just sometimes troll on Twitter. Don't mind me. Hey, going, Alex? No, you didn't get any notification because I went live I set it up about 5 minutes before I went live. It's like a surprise live, this one. The opinionated black woman auntie said, oh, look, this is in Australia here. Zali, IQ of a potato, Stegel, is wearing her World Economic Forum Sustainable Development brooch in Parliament today, this little one here. They're not even hiding it. So Zali Stegel, obviously, is World Economic Forum. So are a lot of them. Most of them. Maybe even Albo. And I was going to say about this, I was talking about Savile, Steer Calm, what's his name? Oh, shit. You know, the English PM. Oh, my God. Keir Starmer and Jimmy Savile, how they're all connected. This is a demolay situation. I don't know if you've ever heard of demolay, but it's like this group of people, they abuse these children so that these children end up not having any empathy at all, really, I believe. And they become people in positions of power. So I've gone over that already, but that's what I wanted to mention about that. Yeah, there's there's so much going on right now. Okay, Anthony Albanese, Australian Labor parody. Okay, this is not the party, this is a parody. Do you think Pauline Hanson should go on the Joe Rogan Experience podcast? I do. And they can talk about how they've arrested her back in the 90s for pretty much doing what Trump's doing now. Okay, this is our Australian One Nation. I don't know if she's the leader or Malcolm Roberts is the leader anymore, but she's been standing up for Australia since the 90s, okay? And I've been watching. And God help us all. Anthony Albanese, who actually is the PM, I didn't like that other one, did I? No, good. I didn't want to like. I don't want to like this one either. This is our Prime Minister. Working together, we can deliver a better, more prosperous and more secure future for Australians and Brits alike. Oh, you mean the deep state Australians and deep state Brits. That's what you're talking about. Because you sure as hell ain't talking about us. This is Anthony Albanese with Keir Starmer. Two utterly forgettable, hopefully soon, people. Yeah, Alex, he has connections to Keir Starmer. It looks like when he was a child, Keir Starmer was photographed with Jimmy Savile. That's what it looks like. Anyway, Alexandra Marshall said the UK is doing actual communism. Prepare to starve. The Observer, farmers have hoarded land for too long. Inheritance tax will bring new life to rural Britain. Yeah, it'll kill it. That's what it'll do. And you know who's going to buy it? The UN, the WEF, Klaus Schwab. You'll eat bugs. You'll own nothing. You'll be happy. No, you'll be on the street. You'll be half dead, really. But Labor needs to win the argument, and to be convincing, that argument must be made from first principles. Inheritance tax springs from the universally held belief that society has the right to share when wealth is transferred on death as a matter of justice. This is not confiscation, especially if the lion's share as a bequest is left intact. It's asking for a share. Now, yes, this is more tax. They're desperate for money. They are so desperate for money, they're selling plushy toys to help sharks. Kamala, even though she lost, is still appealing to her donors to help fund. And this as well. And also Australia's under-16 internet ban, which will probably turn into a money situation and just fine everybody all the time. I think they're desperate for money, guys. I think they're going broke. That's just my opinion. I don't know for sure. I'm not saying that is a fact by all means, but that's what it looks like. Okay, the principle should apply to all estates and to everyone. It is fair. It limits the entrenchment of wealth and privilege. It breaks up monopoly, especially one of land. It enlarges the tax base, to give more tax to the government, who then find ways to get around giving it back to the people or doing anything for the people. Holy shit. Full communism. Oh my goodness. I feel sorry for the UK. Elon Musk said which one would do a better job of deciding interest rates, the Magic 8 Ball or the Federal Reserve, and most people picked the Magic 8 Ball. Hopefully you know what a magic 8-ball is. I'm sure most of you do. Australian Patriot said latest news, Albo backs down on cashless society, mandates the use of cash, keep the pressure up on digital ID, misinformation bill, and big Australia immigration is out of control. They've said they'll cut immigration, but they haven't. So did the UK, I believe, or maybe one of them did. They said they'd cut immigration, maybe Canada. And no, they're increasing it. Everything they say, they do the opposite, okay? Just remember that and you'll be better off. Charlie Kirk News said Arizona is still counting votes. Georgia is still counting votes. California is still counting. How? Pennsylvania is still counting votes. North Carolina is still counting votes. What is going on? Can you see what they are doing? Yes, clear as day. Yeah, it doesn't take days to count the votes, but it might take days to fix it. Hopefully I'll put that in a way that YouTube doesn't understand. Now, this was set up. Seriously, BS. Vincent Kennedy said, "Oh, Mikey." Proof Tyson was pulling his punches clenched with Tyson. It's alleged he whispered Tyson's ear to cool it, and the message was confirmed received by Tyson with the firming tap. Then he went easy. At that moment, Tyson became a stick in the mud, standing directly in front of Paul with no more aggressiveness to him like he would, for instance. Plain as day. Attempt to slip it by. Yep, I think this was set up. I don't care. You can call me a conspiracy theorist. You can call me a cooker. I don't care. This was set up. No way. No way, Jose. Barron Trump commentary said breaking. Dad is expected to nominate neurosurgeon Benjamin Solomon Carlson as the Surgeon General of the United States. Dr. Ben Carson. Go. Yeah, J1, they must count using their fingers. How you going, Alex? I don't know if I said that. Yeah, I did say hello. Secret Squirrel, how you going? There's not many of us because I didn't plan this. I just kind of jumped on. Yeah, D-Lee, that fight was rigged. It really was. Well, Dr. Ben Carson now is going to become the Surgeon General, possibly, of the United States. Then we've got Benny Johnson. Yes, this here is the single best video on the internet right now. I didn't even listen to this. I should have, but I didn't. So let's have a listen and see how we go here.
All the things that make me mad about those other guys and all the things they do wrong, the one thing that I will not forgive them for is their try to steal the joy from this country.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Trump's iconic dance moves are sweeping the internet and...
Okay, can't play it, but this is the Trump dance. Everyone's doing it now. How many weeks ago did I say this is going to be the Trump dance, the new dance? It is. It's not the Macarena anymore or whatever the other ones are. Yeah, it's the Trump dance now. I can't play the music, but, you know, young men, there's no need to feel down. I said, young man, pick yourself off the ground. I can't sing now 'cause I have a bad headache, but it's all right. I'll get there, so will you. There you go, the Trump dance, full on. And the golf swing, okay? You got to do the hands and then, yep, the golf swing. And the hips movement too. Everyone's doing it, guys. Yep, look, everyone's doing it. I'm doing it right now. You do it right now. Let's go. I'm doing it. My arms are moving. I'm moving in my seat. Yep, here we go. Make America great, make the world great again. I can't wait till this catches around. Already people in Australia are saying MAGA, make Australia great again. Come on, let's go. We need a Trump. RM said absolute scum of the earth. Eureka Q said Sydney King's Cross Police Station. King's Cross is where like a lot of prostitution goes on here in Australia. In Sydney, sorry. Sydney's King's Cross Police Station was raided because they were protecting a pedo ring allegedly run by a teacher who prostituted his own students. The teacher then fled to Indonesia and continued to lure and gang attack local boys with 4 other Australian men. Okay? Can I play this? I don't know. We'll have a go.
The Sydney teacher, Robert Dolly Dunn, was running a pedophile ring with some Catholic school kids and serving the most prominent politicians and businessmen in Australia. The victims were as young as 7 and were paid between $40 and $60. The clients were mostly respectful.
The music might get me, actually. The clients are mostly respectful and powerful members of the community, allegedly. Dolly Dunn was associated to the police force in Australia and had always been protected by the Redfern and King's Cross police stations during his operations in Sydney. The shocking filth involved Catholic schools and police force were finally shut down when a team of 40 detectives raided the King's Cross police station and searched it from top to bottom. This was years ago, I believe. However, the names of the prominent clients of Dolly Dunn remain secret to this day. We see you, we hear you, we believe you. So this was years ago that this happened, that they got done. But yeah, this is I believe, part of our last Prime Minister, what's his name? Morrison. I believe he signed that thing that locked the names away for 75 years. Yeah. MJ Truth Ultra said the saddest thing in the world is what Diddy and Usher did to Justin Bieber. Suge Knight said P. Diddy's a fall guy. Not one celebrity he was friends with is vouching for him. Snoop Dogg and Puffy were closer than most, to the point it was uncomfortable for 2 men to be that way. Oh dear. Everybody knew what Puffy did to Usher. It's not one person that didn't know that Puffy was effing Usher. And the saddest thing in the world is that they did it to Justin Bieber. They had relations with him, obviously. What they did to this young man, the drugs, it's unhealthy and it's fucked up. No grown man is supposed to be getting high doing drugs and drinking with kids. You have a grown man taking Justin on romantic vacations with no women. Justin Bieber's been trying to get this out in his music. He's saying it without saying it. So there you go. They try to tell us. Okay, Wall Street Mav said alcohol, tobacco and firearms should be the name of a convenience store in Florida, not a federal agency. Matt Gaetz. Did he actually say that?
Alcohol, tobacco, and firearms should be the name of a chain of convenience stores in Florida, not a federal agency.
Well done. Can't play the music, sorry guys. That's AC/DC's Back in Black, I think. Holy cow. Real Ben said, I have a feeling shit's about to get crazy real quick. Stay frosty, be ready for anything. And this is what I think too. Names are going to be released like, who just said that? J1 just said. Someone on X is releasing the 28 names soon, apparently. And watch the shit hit the fan. They're going to try and start the war. They already started trying to. Now, there's something to come up about Maoris that I didn't know about, right? Anyway, Katie said, sometimes I wonder what would have happened if the voice to Parliament got in. We dodged a bullet. Because this is the Kiwi Parliament. Yeah, and it doesn't look good. I don't know. Like, I love the Kiwis, you know. But what I learned, and I'll tell you a bit later on down the bookmarks. This is not good. This is their voice, and it got in. Okay, so this is what they have now.
House is suspended.
Okay. Now, I love the haka and how they do all that stuff, right? But I don't know, most of them are women. I didn't think women were supposed to do the haka. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. That's not the only thing that I found out, though, okay? Tommy Robinson from the UK, admin post. Judge Tracy Lloyd Clark, this lady here, remember this lady in the UK, has today sentenced an ex-soldier suffering from PTSD to 2 years in prison for Facebook posts. Prosecuting Alex Orndale said Williams attended a rally in London at which one of the speakers was Tommy Robinson. This is the same judge who less than 3 months ago spared a child rapist from prison, citing overcrowding. Daffron Williams is the latest in a long line of political prisoners jailed in recent months. Remember this face, because it shouldn't be there. We've got a lot of judges like that too, guys. The Trump train said, do you agree Donald Trump's presidency should start immediately due to Joe Biden trying to start World War III? Yes or no? Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Please. Can we get him in now? Is there any way to do this? Seriously. The world needs him right now.
We're doing good. Now, the only thing is, Mr. Speaker, I think it's important. Maybe you should pass a bill. You have to start my term from November 5th, okay? Or November 6th if you want. November 5th, because the market's gone through the roof. Enthusiasm's doubled. It's doubled in the last short while. We're doing good. Now, the only thing is...
Yes, I agree. Let's go. Let's go, Brandon. Before Biden starts World War III. Before they get a chance to start World War III. Andy Nose said, developing story in response to student protests. An Oregon school district closed all schools and offices on November the 15th after it was revealed that they did not report to law enforcement at least 6 instances of documented cases of children, oh dear God, reportedly being essayed by teachers. The damning revelation emerged after 2 St. Helens SD teachers were arrested for child crimes on November the 12th. Current teacher Eric Stearns and retired teacher Mark Collins were charged with various offences. Stearns, a choir teacher, was allowed to teach while he was under active investigation for those crimes. Oh dear God. See, it's a worldwide problem, this pedo shit. Millstones, guys, millstones. That's the only, I don't know. Bring back the death penalty. Hey, Kai, how you going? Gotta go. Have a good one. Okay, Jack the Aussie said, does this clod know what he's doing? Albanese's committed us to millions in climate payments to developing countries, including China, sorry. Aren't you proud we're helping poor little China build their moon base? Look at this dickhead, see? Seriously. Oh, my God. He's still giving money to China and developing countries for climate change so they can make more pollution and we make much less. Because we haven't got any electricity anymore. That's why. Fuel's too expensive, we don't have electricity, and so give it all to China and third world countries. But hey, that was the plan. That's communism. Share the wealth, you know. Take it off the people who are doing well, the countries who are doing well, and give it to the ones who aren't. Instead of letting everybody have a fair go from the beginning and making their own way. And not making everything so expensive that no one can afford anything. Matt Couch said, don't worry about the Liberals and the media that are attacking Trump. Pay attention to the members of Congress and the Senate who do not defend him. Those are the real traitors. More rhinos. Republican in name only. They're rhinos. Inserted. Okay. Australian Patriot. When Australia had a sense of humour. Okay, that's spelt wrong, but anyway, I get what you mean. When Australia had a sense of humour. This show was called Kingswood Country. This was a funny show. We all used to watch this back in the 70s and 80s. I used to watch it. And it was funny. And he used to call him a wog, right? But this guy was smart and got it all over this guy, okay? Nearly every show, if not every show. But this is when Australia had a sense of humour. And TV was funny back then. It's not anymore. It's absolute woke crap. Ryan Fournier said, breaking, Justin Trudeau just announced a 3-year freeze on accepting immigrants into Canada. We made some mistakes. Reality's kicking in? I don't know. Because if they've done what ours said the same thing, and now they're saying Indian students are allowed regardless. I mean, Indian visas and students and all that sort of stuff. They're just going berserk now with the Indian people. Rosita Diaz said pornographic book for kids shortlisted for Prime Minister's Literary Award here in Australia. You would have to be sceptical of the panel of experts who choose books like this to promote for children. The book describes itself as a frank, age-appropriate introductory guide to sex and sexuality for teens of all genders, inclusive, reassuring, and all about keeping sex fun, real, and shame-free. The book is promoted by the same people who now wish to block the same children from the internet because they aren't mature enough to deal with it. Just shows an awful lot of hypocrisy from a government who make decisions on the fly, mostly to do with looking good in the hope of winning votes. And it's having the opposite effect. He's looking bad. He's going to get voted out. Oh, here we go. Mitch McConnell's frozen up again. Ian Miles Chong said term limits are necessary. What happened to him? Is this the same one or is this a different one? Someone can tell me. Is this the same one from ages ago or is this a new one? No, this looks like a new one. Last time the lady touched him on the arm and he started talking about something different. He's actually being led away this time. Okay. Liz Crokin said Suge Knight claims Barack Obama and TD Jakes went to Diddy parties and Oprah went to Jeffrey Epstein's island in a YouTube interview with Michael Franzese. I can't say it. Franzese? When Franzese asked if Obama was involved in Diddy parties, Knight responded, absolutely. You got presidents, you got preachers. Knight said TD Jakes is one of the biggest black preachers around that everybody loves. Knight said also he doesn't believe Epstein killed himself and that he had Oprah and everyone to his island. Okay, I don't need to repeat that twice. There you go. So certain people went here and certain people went there. Well, why is there a photo of someone that looks like Oprah at one of P. Diddy's parties? Okay. Real Ben said the COVID saga had the cringiest, most low-effort, low-IQ propaganda I've ever seen in my life. Do you remember this? If you legitimately fell for this, you may be actually clinically retarded. I wouldn't say, look, I get it, okay? I understand why people fell for it because they believe their TV. But seriously? This? I've never known such a pandemic to need marketing the way this was marketed. You had dancing nurses, dancing doctors, and this garbage. Look like out-of-work actors who are just trying to, I don't know, get some dough. Do anything. Desperate. Okay, Rob Roy said, hi, Elbow MP, are you okay? Our Prime Minister here. I heard like most things you do, your mad censorship bill has failed. Might I suggest now taking this atrocious failed bill, scrunching it up, and then shoving it right up your chairman's lounge next to your failed referendum. Australia wins again. Thank God for that. Now we just got to do the stupid under 16, because that's just going to turn into fining people left, right and centre and more money. Department of Government Efficiency says items on your tax dollars is being spent on, oh, listen to this, $100,000 to study if tequila or gin makes sunfish more aggressive. Money laundering. Nearly $1 million to study if cocaine makes Japanese quail more sexually promiscuous. And they'll write papers on this shit too. $750 to study if the moon landing line was one small step for man or one small step for a man. The study was inconclusive. Yep. This is the stupid stuff they do, and I'm sure it's doing some washing, doing some laundry with the money, a way to shove it in the pockets or pay mates off, and someone will write a paper on it, and then they'll then translate that paper to humans. You watch and say, oh, humans have this problem when this happens. Yep. I'm sure that's what they do. Just from all the information I've gathered over the last 10 years or more. Julie Donuts said there's going to be a scare coming that'll finally wake up everyone and they'll be begging for Trump to be in office now, even the leftist lunatics. War. A nuclear explosion above a city or cities that could have an EMP effect, stop computers, wipe out electrics, things like that. Okay. You never know. But that's what I'm looking at now, something like that to happen. There's still Project Bluebeam, although I don't know if they can get away with that anymore. We all know about it, or most of us. Some people might still believe it. Like War of the Worlds, apparently, when people ran out of their houses in panic, thinking there was an alien invasion. The nasty Italian said Buttigieg could hardly contain his excitement when he was told to get this shit packed. Really? Was he excited, was he? Found this on my repeat. Buttigieg for president. No. Dear God. Hopefully, don't let the door hit him on the way out. Do let the door hit him on the way out. Do. Yep. Smack him. The door. Not anyone else. The door. Dr. Jimmy Yam said Jaggy's the one who's kidding. He'll keep dancing with the one who bought him till the very end. Oh, my goodness. This is Canada. Jagmeet Singh and Justin Trudeau dressed in a pink skirt with high heels on. Wasn't sure that was allowed where he's from, but anyway, hey, that's just me. Yeah. And Mark Nixon said I was not kidding this morning when I made my video on Jagmeet Singh. Here he is threatening for the 33,285th time to bring down this government and call non-confidence. If you're not getting sick of him, here's your favourite ass kisses speech. No, thank you. I don't want to hear from him at all. I believe this is all wrong. Okay, and there you go again. Okay, well, I'm still on that one. Am I? No, I've done a lot of Canada. Okay. Raiders said Trudeau national disgrace. Justin Trudeau's bizarre plan to spend $9 million on edible crickets backfires. So another waste of $9 million. Did that go in your pocket or someone else's pocket by any chance? Of taxpayers' money? Mind you, I'm sure it's taxpayers' money. Where's that $9 million now? You can't waste money like this. People are going to start asking questions. That's why I'm starting to ask questions. Where's all this money going for all these stupid things? Okay. Info Battle Maiden said, listen to BlackRock's Fink. The social problems that one will have in substituting humans for machines is going to be far easier in those countries that have declining populations. Because this is the ultimate goal. People say if they get rid of all the people, who's going to work for them? The machines will. Remember the goal of forever wars, vaccines, abortion and dehumanisation are all part of the Great Reset. Less of us, more machines. And 15-minute cities for those slaves who are still alive. Bruce Lipscomb said, I'm loving the meltdown medical professionals are having over Robert Kennedy Jr. This much panic means BlackRock's doctors are afraid consequences are on the way. Good. Just lighting up a cigarette. Sorry, guys. Don't mind me. Oh, my inspection went really well yesterday. I'll tell you at the end of the news, actually. Human Perspective said not only does an overwhelming majority of CNN ad revenue, some sources say up to 75%, come from Big Pharma, CNN falls under the corporate interests of Warner Brothers, Vanguard Group and BlackRock. Robert F. Kennedy strongly opposes the control these institutions have over America. Grok. CNN is part of Warner Brothers Discovery, which became its parent company after the merger of Warner Media, formerly Time Warner, and Discovery Inc. Here are some key points regarding the funding and ownership. Warner Brothers Discovery. This is the current corporate parent of CNN. It's a publicly traded company, meaning it has numerous shareholders, major shareholders, institutional investors. The largest shareholders of Warner Brothers Discovery are institutional investors like the Vanguard Group, BlackRock Inc. and State Street Corporation, according to posts on X. These firms manage funds on behalf of various investors. Individual influence, while not necessarily the largest funder in a direct sense, John Malone, who has been associated with Liberty Media, a major shareholder in Discovery before the merger, has been noted in discussions for his influence over CNN's direction due to his position on the board of Warner Brothers Discovery. However, the term funder can be misleading since CNN's operations are funded through the revenue of Warner Brothers Discovery, which comes from advertising, subscriptions and other media ventures, rather than direct funding by an individual or entity. The company's financial support for CNN is part of its broader corporate strategy, not from a singular funder. End quote. The corporate media have an interest in targeting RFK because he opposes, challenges and threatens the corporations and institutions those media organisations receive funding from. What level of bias does CNN have in its narrative that is shaped by how these financial interests intersect with their media hierarchy? There you go. Yeah, advertising, like pharma advertising. Patriot said, I don't know if Alan Jones is guilty or not. Well, it's been said he is. But it seems that when people go against the globalist narrative and their message gains traction, they try to destroy them. Yeah, they throw each other under the bus if they do speak up. Here he is humiliating a whole panel of green energy clowns parroting out the same old BS argument. We'll have a listen, but he has been accused of having relations with under 18 boys. We'll see.
When I asked, well, just around, Alice, you've been speaking for most of the night. When I asked Tanya Plibersek,
we'll fact check that one for you.
Yes. When I asked Tanya Plibersek, was the deputy leader of the Labor Party and the potential deputy prime minister, was carbon dioxide the big issue in relation to climate change? And she said yes. I then said, well, that being the case, what percentage of the atmosphere is made up of carbon dioxide? And she said, I don't know. And I said, hang on, you don't know what percentage of the atmosphere is carbon dioxide, and yet you're prepared to stand the economy on its head to address a problem, the detail of which you don't know. So when I then explained that the percentage of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, Alice, is how much? Alice, how much of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere?
To answer the question, Scott Morrison has said he believes in climate change and that he wants to do something about it.
Alice, how much carbon dioxide is the problem? How much carbon dioxide is there in the atmosphere?
I'm not a scientist. I don't know. I'm a
well, hang on. If you're going to argue the case, you ought to know. It's 0.04%. And of that 0.04%, human beings around the world create 3%. And of that 3%, Australia creates 1.3%. So for the 1.3% of 3% of 0.04%, we then decide to have a national economic suicide.
Alan, I'm happy for you to have made that point.
So because he said that, they're throwing him under the bus. UK updates. Do you agree with Nigel Farage? 1.2 million illegal migrants cannot be given amnesty. They must be deported, especially those who refuse to integrate into our communities. I agree with that. Really. British Patriot said breaking Nigel Farage has confirmed he's been silenced by Parliament. He's declared that the incident where 3 little girls died in Southport is the biggest cover-up in our lifetime. This is alarming. Starmer, your time is almost up. He wanted to do a video. Can we please let us know who this man is? He was known to authorities. Why do I feel like we're not being told the truth? The level of demonisation from both front benches was astonishing, from media commentators. Demonisation on a level I've never experienced. Now I'm told by Speaker of the House of Commons and parliamentary privilege I can't ask questions. In the House of Commons, parliamentary privilege out the window, even rumours today that every effort is being made to defer it. It helps if you put a full stop in there. Witnessing one, it's going slow, of the worst we've ever seen in our lives. And I won't say any more than that. I genuinely would never wish to be in contempt of court. I have respect for our legal system. It's not perfect, but it's a damn sight better than most the rest. Okay, so he can't say anything. He's been gagged, pretty much. Juanita Broderick said this is Kash Patel and why he would be a great FBI director. Are we ready for this one? He's going to make it good. Hopefully. Clean it up.
You need a 24/7 declassification office, whatever you want to call it. Transparency, truth, whatever, I don't care. Sits in the White House, reports directly to you, and you take incoming from the United States of America. I want JFK. I want the 9/11 files. I want this. I want that. All the FBI, and this is a tool, this is something we didn't cover. What the deep state uses the most to cover up their corruption is an illegal application of the classification system. Remember the Lovebirds text from, this is a beauty, the Lovebirds text from FBI, DOJ land, Russiagate, Strzok and Page were texting each other. They were running the Russiagate investigation against Trump. They were the head of the counterintelligence unit at the FBI, and they're having an extramarital affair together. Can't make this stuff up. They're sending each other texts about how much they hate Trump and are going to create an insurance policy to stop Trump. Then we finally find those text messages. You know what the FBI and DOJ do for like a year? Redact them to congressional investigators and congressional men and women running the oversight of their agency. That's just one example. But it gets even better. Here's the deep state full circle. Just last week, do you know what Strzok and Page received from the Department of Justice?
What?
A $1.5 million payout to settle a lawsuit that Strzok and Page brought for the improper disclosure of their personal text messages on FBI phones. And the DOJ just rewarded them. They broke the law. They broke the chain of command. They broke every regulation there is in the FBI. They weaponized the system of justice against a political target they hated. We found those text messages, and we got them declassified finally in full when I became Deputy Director of National Intelligence. And the world has now seen them, and they can read them. And that's the best form of transparency. That's why I want this 24/7 declassification office. Don't have me regurgitate it to you. Read it. Get the documents, get the files, get the memos. But the deep state came full circle and gave these guys a payday for rigging a presidential election and breaking the law. So now you know what happens. That's step one. Step two, get America the truth. And that's what that office would be for.
Oh, yes. Go for it.
You need a 24/7.
Go for it, mate. Declassification department. Hey, out to lunch. Hey, Randy. Are you high? Just the way you spelt that. Hi. SW, how you going? D. Lee, I think I said hello to everyone. Menacing Muskrat, Alex. Cool. Okay. And does anyone remember me saying ages ago that the board, that I thought it might be Elon Musk? Okay. I said it ages and ages and ages ago. Maybe a year ago, maybe two. I'm not sure. Wouldn't it be funny, though, if Elon Musk was the author? Juanita Broderick said if Kash Patel is chosen as director, corrupt FBI employees will start quitting in droves. Let's freaking go. ALX said so. Andrew McCabe, who was fired from the FBI for lying to investigators under oath about leaking information to the media, is now telling us Kash Patel is incapable of being the FBI director. What a joke. Andrew McCabe, corrupt as fuck. And he's trying to tell you that Kash Patel would not be able to be the FBI director. It's not up to him. Jimmy Fork 5 said a reminder. Inspector General Michael Horowitz testified that the Hillary Clinton campaign colluded with the FBI and DOJ to spy on Donald Trump. That's Watergate times 1,000. And what's this in response to? Charlie Kirk said Molly Hemingway delivers an absolutely masterful sense of Matt Gaetz as AG. For 8 years, we haven't had a Department of Justice. We've had a Department of Injustice, and too few of our leaders in DC had the spine to fight back. Gaetz has enemies in DC precisely because he didn't back down from the toughest fights. He's the warrior we need to set things right. And if you've seen him in Congress, you'll know that's the truth. He goes against these corrupt judges. He really does stand up for it. You got it. Is it Forbes US YouTube channel? They normally play the Congress meetings and things like that. Warner said whoever owing allegiance to the United States levies war against them or adheres to their enemies, giving them aid and comfort within the United States or elsewhere, is guilty of treason and shall suffer death. Does that mean our politicians too? Maybe not, but anyway. Barry Soetoro and Diane Rodham. Diane, eh? 18 USC 2381 treason. Diane, eh? Interesting. News Treason Channel 17. Elon posts a meme of Pepe the Frog and QAnon followed by General Flynn coming over the top and replying with a meme of a dude eating popcorn. How many times did the boards ask, have you got popcorn? Enjoy the show. Remember when I don't know if anyone remembers, I hope some of you do, that I said it'd be funny if Elon was the author of that board. Oh, and I've got to show you guys. I'm going to put a photo up after this. I got a couple of flags. They were like between $4 and $7 each, and I had to get them on Afterpay, right? American flags, right? And one of them has "In God We Trust" with an, is it an eagle? Yes. "One Nation Under God" with them, and they're big. I thought they'd be small because they were only $4 to $7. These things are massive, and I can't wait to show you. So hopefully I don't have a headache tomorrow. I can come on the live with my face and camera and show you these flags I got. Yeah, Diane Dealey. Like, what? Bobby D said now that the people are behind DJT's got the go-ahead to take all these scumbags down. I don't think for a minute these pieces of shit are going to see a civilian trial either, since we know how corrupt they are. The military is the only way when you are guilty of treason. Elon Musk. There will be consequences for those who push foreign interference hoaxes. The hammer of justice is coming. The lion has to show the jackals who he really is. I'm believing. It's time. Come on, guys. Let's go. I think they're gonna try and start a war. News Treason Channel 17 said that AJ was never going to lose InfoWars because he didn't do anything wrong. No, he didn't. The entire Jones trial, if you want to know about the thing that rhymes with handy book, you know, that he got in trouble for, just let me tell you, go to Rumble. I've done a video on it, and he wasn't wrong. And he was the one I was watching when they were showing people walking right around the buildings in circles, because they actually had helicopter footage at the time. The entire Jones trials were yet another multi-layered fifth-generational psychological operations, same as these mis and disinformation BS and putting people in jail, to show the normies the type of lawfare that's being used against truth-seeking journalists for decades. Remember Elon walking into Twitter HQ with a sink? Now, AJ, why? Full control. Someone said, holy crap, you're killing me. Took a sleeping pill a couple of hours ago. Now I'm guzzling coffee to fight it. God bless you for this amazing work that you're doing. This is what happened when it was going on. No one was really sleeping much. We were all getting notifications on our phone that they'd posted. So we were like up, looking, reporting, trying. I wasn't, but other people were. I jumped on after. Nobody's sleeping tonight. Let that sink in. Sink. Sink. Kitchen sink. sink. They're about to sink. XRP Avengers said Elon Musk is looking for the right time to announce that X will use, I don't know, he's got Dogecoin, XRP as payment method. Here's the evidence, XRP. Well, it's called X. R, P in capitals. Oh. Well, good thing that I've got a little bit. Yeah, when I say my crypto's doing well, like I'm just a couple of dollars up. It's always been down underneath what I've put in. So it's lost money, do you know what I mean? And for the first time, it has gone up. So it's in green instead of red. So I've actually earned money. That's like $50 is a lot to me, right? But it's going up and I'm really happy, right? So, yeah. Here's the evidence, apparently. I know exactly what we need to do at Twitter, payments. And he has XRP. Just to let you know. And both, look, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice by any means, but Doge and XRP are doing okay right now. Okay? EDO Farina XRP said 10 reasons XRP could skyrocket to $10 and beyond. Take this with a grain of salt. I don't know. I'm not a financial advisor. Okay, so just do your own research. Number 1, SEC lawsuit about to end. Only digital asset regulated. RLUSD launch. Trump pro crypto. Bye Gary. Best tech. XRP's ETFs. Institutional fear of missing out. Ripple's IPO. And X payments. We'll see. Because Elon's also got the Dogecoin, so it could be, any one of those. Dr. Sue Hale said, do you want to go to war with Russia? Ask Europeans whether they want, because that's the way it's going to be. European countries will be drawn into the conflict with Russia against their will before they even blink an eye, said President Putin. Readers, viewers, internet users, netizens. Netizens means people who are citizens on the internet. We are all netizens. Do you really want to go to war with Russia? Ask your readers, viewers, and internet users. I don't think they want to go to, they don't want to go to war with Russia. Anyway, Ukraine and NATO started all this, okay? But this is what I mean. I think something's going to happen very shortly. David Sachs said President Trump won a clear mandate to end the war in Ukraine. So what does Biden do in his final 2 months in office? And this is why Trump needs to get in immediately. Massively escalate it. In his goal to hand Trump the worst situation possible, Biden allows Ukraine to strike Russia with long-range US missiles. With 2 months left in office, the president for the first time authorized the Ukraine military to use a system known as ATACMS to help defend its forces in the Kursk region of Russia. See, because Ukraine got taken over in 2014 by the US and all their little secret, intelligence things, right? And then NATO started moving all their borders closer to Russia, right? So they've started this. Shipwreck said, Dear President Putin, we, the American people, did not agree to our taxes being used for Ukraine to send American missiles to Russia. We just wanted our roads fixed. Please don't blow us up, but if you have to, please start with Gavin Newsom in his new house. That way we can feel a little like justice was served before we melt in a nuclear puddle. Thank you. Gavin Newsom's new $9.1 million mansion as he relocates his family from California's capital to one of the wealthiest areas of the US. Oh, and Dear President Putin, we the Canadian people and Australian people also, and UK, I'm sure, did not agree to our taxes being used for Ukraine to send American missiles to Russia. We just wanted our roads fixed too. Please don't blow us up, but if you have to, please start with Justin Trudeau, Keir Starmer, and Anthony Albanese. That way we can feel a little like justice was served before we melt in a nuclear puddle. Thank you very much. Okay? So that's how it's going. Oh, is this just one post? Hang on. Yes, it is. So there you go. Russia is not enemy. Said thank you guys. Thank you all guys for 50,000 what? Followers? I want you to know Russia is not your enemy. President Putin is not your enemy. Don't let them fool you. Stand by Russia. Remember this? You cute little puppy dog. I want one of them. Showing him with puppies. They're eating the dogs. Woof. Okay. The general said breaking Donald Trump confirms Putin's not eating the dogs. Don't worry. No, that's in where? Where was that? Philadelphia? No. Maybe? I don't know. The general said breaking Donald Trump confirms he's prepared to declare a national emergency and use military assets to reverse the Biden invasion. I think they're going to have to. Okay, Tim Pool. This is what surprised me. Clown World said best comment wins. This is to the haka again. Tim Pool just said the Maori were cannibals. Did you know that before colonisation? Elon's distant cousin said it's understandable that Maori people were proud of their rich history and customs. It's important to recognise the impact colonisers had on their culture. Oh, look, here comes the far right, as they were sacrificing people. Didn't they enslave and eat the original indigenous inhabitants? Many of the civilizations that complain about being colonised by the evil white man were based entirely around essay and cannibalism until they were forced to stop. And that's what surprised me. But doesn't really. Like it does and it doesn't. Ah, dear me. Prue McSween said the work of Bo and Chris the Destroyer is there for all to see. One of the world's biggest companies, Glencore, reveals its energy costs are more than twice as expensive here than in Canada, China, India and the US. The boss says our unpredictable taxation system and lengthy and inconsistent approval processes, RE emission protocols, are a huge deterrence to doing business in Australia. This is just one of a conga line of companies who find doing business here too hard. Under Australian Labor, why would any company want to set up shop here? The pseudo-party of the worker and wonder boys of economic management are proving they are a sham. The election can't come soon enough, but it will take years to turn this disaster they've created around. And it will, because they've done an AOC on Australia. Remember what AOC did, was trying to do by taxing companies out of... They can't do business because it's too expensive then. They just go somewhere else. Okay, again, shipwreck. To those who follow the original movement, the board, the ones from the very beginning, hands up, me. Have you ever considered it's Elon? Yes, I have. And I laughed because they said you will laugh when you find out who this is. And I thought, Elon, I'd laugh. I really, really would. First I thought it was, what's his name? Oh, WikiLeaks. Assange. First I thought it was Assange, right? But then, I think it was about a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, I said, what if it's Elon? Anyway, Elon reposted this. QNN, non-friend, which, that's just short for friend. Old Walrus, angry at Gates, scabbard picks, super duper, hiney sniffer, fears era of peace and will destroy deep state. And a little cup saying, where we go one, we go all. Okay, anyway, that would be funny. John Ruddock MLC said counter-revolution, climate hoax collapsing. Citizen Free Press said Trump's nominee for Energy Secretary Chris Wright dispels the climate propaganda. He's Al Gore's worst nightmare. That's all I need to hear. Donald J. Trump parody said, I'm hereby calling on Putin Zelensky to meet with me and get this terrible war between Russia and Ukraine solved. We've never been closer to nuclear World War III than we are right now. We must stop the killing and prevent World War III. Can we please? Scare event coming. Kobe Thatcher said, would you support Australia following Donald Trump's lead and withdrawing from the Paris climate agreement? Look at that. 93.5% said yes. Okay, 840 votes, 11 hours left. Let's see how many more we can get by sharing it. Okay. Chicago Ray said General Milley committed treason when he told his counterpart in China that he'd let him know ahead of time if Trump were to attack. Do you think Milley should be court-martialed and stripped of rank if he's found guilty of it? Hung for high treason. Did I say that out loud? No, I'm not being serious. It's just a joke. It's a joke, YouTube, okay? I'm not laughing. The opinionated black woman auntie said, what an exciting weekend. Kamala, as hubby has named it, has taken up residence. This is here in Australia, okay? This is what we got to contend with. So people thinking of coming to Australia like Whoopi Goldberg or any of them, Tom Hanks, don't come here. Hubby was complaining of a sore arm. I pulled a paralysis tick out of him on Friday night. Saturday, my son was complaining of a sore rib cage. I pulled a paralysis tick out of his side of his chest on Saturday. A funnel web had taken up residency in my spice rack. Noticed it when I just got up to make coffee, being half asleep, didn't realise what it was until it started to move the web by hand. I sure as shit worked it out 10 seconds later. After a short battle, Auntie 1, Spider 0. And this is what we contend with in Australia. You ready?
What are you going to do? Don't go near the cunt. Oh, it's going under the house.
Oh, these people got in the brickwork.
In the brickwork.
Hey, bro, you want to go down behind the fence and get a brick?
Where are you going to brick it in?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if you caught that. She said, don't go near the see you in the NT. I'm telling you, a lot of Australians talk like that. I'll just play that bit.
What are you going to do? Don't go near the cunt. Oh, it's going under the house.
Yep, she said, don't go near the CUNT, it's going under the house. Please take note, all Democrats wanting to move to Australia, of Auntie's weekend at home. There you go. Don't come here to the Democrats, because the snakes and spiders don't like lefties, all right? Far lefties, I mean. Extreme lefties. Michael Schellenberger said lovers of free speech just scored victories in the US, EU and Ireland. But now we're in pitched battles in Britain and Australia, which is at dire risk of trying to censor the entire planet. This is about all of us, so I'm flying down. Share this to show solidarity. Let's fucking go, mate. Go. Come down. Michael Schellenberger, who was part of the Twitter files, releasing them. The election of Trump was a win for free speech, but now Australia is about to pass a law to silence people around the world, not just here in Australia either, around the world, right? It should shock and offend all free people, including real Donald Trump. Please share this video. Albo drops his mad totalitarian censorship crusade. Okay, because Michael Schellenberger was on Human Perspective, or whoever this is. Senator Antic, Alex Antic, is that right? Talking about free speech. And, yeah, let's play it, actually.
How concerned would you be about legislation like that, where effectively the government provides an independent body, which of course, you know, is appointed by governments and those people that come on that independent body, human beings, apart from anything else, which sort of determines standards and codes and statutory definitions for misinformation and disinformation. That's got to be alarming, surely.
sometimes, I mean, we go back and forth because, we have these victories like this one in Ireland, which we're extremely happy about. And we felt like we were making progress in Brazil, but then sometimes it feels like we're losing ground, and I'm concerned that the Australia bill will pass. So, I mean, there is, I think, to really underscore how dangerous and scary the moment is, which is to remind people that, like, you can't go back to this period of the printing press and print materials. Everybody gets their information in the same way, which is from a small number of internet platforms. And if you were to allow the government or the intelligence community or some political party or some group with an agenda to take control of those information channels, that's totalitarianism. I mean, that's dictatorship. I don't know. I'm not going to, I can't sugarcoat it for people. That's very, very disturbing. That's just not, you just can't have a democracy. You can't solve problems if you have people with an agenda who are deciding what can and cannot be said online, forming a little committee. I mean, experts don't agree. Experts change their minds. Experts have big arguments. The idea they're going to go put experts in charge of what the truth is, I mean, it's anathema to Western liberal democracy, to Western civilization. It's totalitarianism. We should be very, very alarmed by it. And I feel inadequate to the challenge sometimes because I'm really just a journalist, and we try to raise the alarm about this, but the things that we see happening, in Ireland and Scotland and Europe and in Britain and Australia and Canada, it's terrifying. We saw it here, and we have much stronger constitutional protections than those other countries. And it does feel like it's all a way to kind of create a single global, the World Economic Forum, a source of endless conspiracy theories, is out there on the forefront of demanding global control over the internet. I mean, they call misinformation like the number one threat to democracy. It's the most Orwellian idea, that allowing other people to share their point of view is a threat to democracy. No, you're the threat to democracy. You think that there's too much free speech. You're the threat to democracy. So, and we just saw it again, and they're relentless. They're like the Terminator movies, where like the robot gets shot and you think, okay, we've exposed the robot. He's trying to kill everybody and take over, democracy. And then he gets up and he's out there demanding more censorship. It's like, let it go. Like, what the people don't want censorship. And yet these characters, they're all demanding global control of information. I mean, it's like a Black Mirror episode or a horror movie. So it's kind of, I continue to be shocked by it. Sometimes even when I have a victory like Ireland, you get like 1 week to celebrate, and the next thing we know, Australia's on the verge of, of basically government controlling the social media companies. It's very concerning.
Yep, can't be allowed.
How concerned would you be?
Yep, come down and visit us, mate. I'll share that in solidarity for sure. Fletch17 said, wow, is this the beginning? Leading reports said, breaking, Timothy Michael Scouten, an election judge in Minnesota, has been arrested and now faces felony charges for allegedly allowing individuals who are not properly registered to cast ballots in 2024, apparently, allegedly. Senator Matt Canavan said, instead of whinging about the prospect of Trump imposing tariffs, we should spend our time reducing energy costs, bringing down inflation, and winding back green and red tape to improve productivity. Because all it does is add more bloody red tape, and that's why these companies cannot work in Australia very well, because everything costs too much. The impacts of the many misguided policies under Labor far outweigh any impact that might come from Trump's tariffs. We are a very lucky country. We just need to get back to making our own luck again. Opinion, let's make our own luck. I agree. Yeah, our Q&A program on ABC Australia, where almost the entire show was taken up by questions on the election of Donald Trump. I do not think it's an exaggeration to say there's probably been more reporting on the change of American president in the Australian media this week than there was on the change of Australian Prime Minister 2 years ago. Donald Trump evokes a lot of different emotions from Australians. Whatever your take, however, the central issue is, why does Australia care so much? Because we have a interest in this. And it matters who is the leader of the free world. If the election of a particular US president has such an impact on the Australian economy and society, haven't we got a larger problem? Why have we allowed a state to emerge where we are vulnerable to how people in the United States vote? This state of affairs means that we, in effect, are not a fully sovereign nation. If the Trump focus is correct, we cannot fully change our futures because we do not get a vote in the US elections. There have been lots of concerns about the reliability of US elections aired in recent years, dead people voting, out-of-state people voting, but I do not believe there have been claims of Australians getting a vote. Over the past week, our political commentary... have had a collective meltdown on the prospect of Donald Trump imposing tariffs. No doubt on Trump's policies may have a negative impact on China and by extension Australia. There's nothing much we can do about what Donald Trump will do in regard to imposing tariffs on China. There is a lot we can do about making our country more resilient to these pressures, whether they come from the US or China. The impacts of our misguided policies far outweigh any impact that might occur from Trump's tariffs. For example, the US has energy prices that are half to a third of ours. Last year, the US produced more oil than any country in any year ever. This energy tariff with the US is already driving our manufacturers like fertilizers and plastics to the US. There's no reason we could not have energy prices similar to the US, but we lock up our coal, gas and uranium, whereas they use it. No, we don't lock it up. Well, we do lock some of it up, but the rest of it we sell to China and India. We have engaged in excessive government spending for almost 5 years now. Some of the COVID response was necessary, but we kept lockdowns and associated programs like JobKeeper going far longer than necessary since COVID. The new Labor government has continued the wasteful spending, higher spending another 30,000 public servants, massively increasing welfare and letting the cost of the NDIS spiral out of control. This excessive government spending has led to an inflation tariff. The government has returned our industrial laws to the economy-wide red tape of the 1970s. Their laws rip up the reforms of Paul Keating, which moved negotiations between businesses and their workers rather than trying a one-size-fits-all approach across the economy. These new laws are creating a productivity tariff. We hold up major investment projects for the most ridiculous reasons. The Australian government recently stopped a $1 billion gold mine because of an Aboriginal dreaming story about a bee. This green tape tariff is deterring billions of dollars of investment. We do not need to worry so much about the US election. Whatever the ultimate impact of Trump's tariffs, they pale in comparison to the costs we impose on ourselves through poor policies. Instead of wringing our hands and whinging at the vagaries of the Electoral College, we should use our natural resources, stop wasteful spending and cut the red tape holding back business. The truth is we're the luckiest country in the world. We just have to get back to making our own luck again. And that's true because then you've only got the green corporations who know how to get around all the red tape, and normal businesses and small businesses can't survive. They need to cut the red tape. Insurrection Barbie said NBC is reporting 15 to 20 Republicans privately confirming they will not vote to confirm Matt Gaetz for AG. We shall see about that. Those up for re-election don't want to pick this battle with the American people, not if they want to keep their seat. We will Liz Cheney every single one of them. Well done. That is, if NBC are correct. I don't know about you, but I don't trust them. Bro said, why do we continue to send foreign aid money overseas when we have Australians living on the streets? Why isn't that aid being used for Australians? One of my biggest questions right now. Stephen said, you think that a country that has 1,200 years worth of coal in the ground and 28% of the world's uranium reserves would have the cheapest and most reliable electricity in the world? But no, we have this wanker, who's an idiot and works for the WEF. Oh, God love you, Deb.
Deb Richardson tipped $1.95. Sorry I am late fee.
Oh, God love you. You little legend. Oh, God love you, Deb. Elon Musk said the people want their freedom of speech. The rabbit hole said Americans listed free speech among top concerns when deciding who to vote for in the last presidential election. First was inflation, second was free speech. Third was healthcare. Don't even know why abortion's in there. Trump said the states had to make up their own minds. Crime should be higher. Gun policy, yes, but you should look at that. But more about more people being armed and the cities that have gun restrictions. Yeah. So there you go. Okay, Lauren Lee said Trump won't keep his promise. Bobby Kennedy's supporters took an enormous risk in trusting Donald J. Trump with their vote. Many were Democrats, moderates and independents. We were heavily criticised, even mocked for being so gullible. Perhaps rightfully so. After all, we've never seen a coalition ticket like this. Politicians rarely cooperate with former rivals, much less actually seem to like each other. The idea of this really happening seemed impossible. It's a little surreal to watch it unfold. RFK Jr. and Trump watching the fight by the look of it. There you go. My stomach's starting to growl already. That'd be right. Senator Babbitt pointed down to this. Michael Arbon said, nearly 1 in 5 workers in Australia is a government employee. Let that sink in. Nearly 1 in 5 workers in Australia is a government employee. With wage rises far outpacing those in the private sector and hiring sprees driving public sector spending to a record 27.3% of GDP in the June quarter. Australia had 2,517,900 public sector employees in June, with 365,400 of those in the federal parliament, 1,939,100 in state government, and 213,500 in local councils, according to the Australian Bureau of Statistics. The total public sector wage bill in Australia grew 8% last financial year to $232.1 billion, including $37.3 billion for federal government employees who earned an average annual salary of more than $100,000. Let me ask you, what do they actually produce? I don't know, just me, but maybe producers, people who produce things, should earn more money than these people. The 8% rise in wages was the fastest pace in 15 years, sparking warnings from economists that government spending was contributing to inflation and keeping interest rates higher for longer. Australia needs its own Doge. Now people are calling for Department of Government Efficiency in Australia. We are following America, as you can see. 1 in 5 workers are public servant as wage bill hits $232 billion. Crazy. They need to cut that. We need a Doge for Australia. We need a Department of Government Efficiency really badly. Really, really, really badly. Okay. I'll just have a sip of my cup of tea because I'm getting a tickle in the throat. And don't want to cough all over you guys. Okay. Lauren Vasiliou said, nope, fuck no, fuck off. MAPS, a.k.a. minor attracted people, are filthy fucking pedos and always will be. We'll never accept you in society, and I suggest you stay the fuck away from our children. Claire Bear said, what? Blue No Matter Who said Pride Month is not just for gays, trans and MAPS. No matter your colour, creed, sexual orientation, or however you were born, be proud of what and who you are. I would not be proud to be a MAP. No. And no, we will never accept it. No, 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 no. You just can F right off, right over into the middle of the ocean with a millstone. How's that? Sounds good to me. Cafe Locked-Out Culture 8.32 or 832 said, if the government is so concerned about our children, why don't they release the names of the 28 pedophiles they've locked up for 70... they haven't locked them up. I mean, they've locked the information up for 75 years, so Australians won't get that information until these pedos are dead. Then we can't do anything to them, see? This is how it works here. Daisy May 4263, my throat's going to do that anyway. Sponsors including Coles have pulled financial support from some regional queer festivals, thank God. Organisers say the funding cut puts the event's future in doubt. Oh, thank God, even more. Look at them all. Oh, what did I just... Yeah, look at these people. I mean, seriously? Malcolm Roberts said trying to be everything to everyone means nothing to anyone. A true Liberal would not compromise freedom of speech. 18C Libs did nothing after promising to overturn it. Misinformation and disinformation, Libs introduced it. So Labor's running with the disinformation bill. Will our supposedly opposing party introduced it? What does that tell you? Digital ID, Libs introduced it. Banning 16-year-olds from internet, Libs in favour. Libs with Labor to form a uni party. Alexandria Marshall shared an incoherent mess. Peter Dutton said these protections for kids shouldn't be confused with Labor's harmful misinformation bill, which threatens free speech. They're entirely separate issues. We can protect kids online without sacrificing free speech. In a digital world, we must protect free speech and safeguard our children. The future of our democracy, we can do both. No, you can't. No. No. Okay? They'll find a way around, they will still stifle free speech. Joey Manarino said RFK says that we shouldn't have poison in our food supply and he's resoundingly mocked by the mainstream media. Bill Gates says we should shove metal rods into the asses of cows to stop them from farting and he's considered some kind of supernatural genius. Am I the only one who sees the problem here? No, you're not the only one. You're not the only one. Mark PG said just like that, Dutton here in Australia lost any chance at the next election by backing Labor's censorship of under 16. For God's sake, Liberal National Party, put Canavan or Antic into the top job. Dutton is a proud member of the bureaucratic uni party. Other countries in Asia just ban porn or gambling on the internet. Yeah. Elon Musk has said because Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, will expose the insane waste and graft of government. Rep Jim Jordan said, why are Democrats so opposed to Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency? Do they want your tax dollars to be misused even more? Well, yeah, like studying why cocaine affects birds or, what does that actually do for us? Someone, please tell me. Like wasteful dollars like that. Yep, you need the Department of Government Efficiency in there. Michael Arbon said nearly 1 in 5 workers in Australia is a government employee. We just read that. Hang on. Where am I? Oh, yeah. Katie said, why has CBUS, which is a superannuation fund here in Australia, which is like your pension, okay, it's called superannuation, given $4 million to the union, CFMEU, and contributed to The Voice? If you're with CBUS, pull your money out and put it somewhere else. If you've got your superannuation fund with CBUS, seriously. Jordan Ditloff said, Peter Dutton, because you're a dinosaur, you probably don't know or care what a ratio is, but 155,000 views on this post with only 250 likes is it. You're going to be punished by your base for this position. If you are a Liberal Party member, supporter or voter, send a message. Don't stand by and enable this betrayal of your values. If you want to ensure a coalition government, however disappointing, but you want a principled voice in the Senate, vote one Libertarian in the Senate, the only way they'll hear you. Peter Dutton said parents are rightfully concerned about social media's impact on kids' mental health and development. Well, it's up to the bloody parents to do something about it, not you. That's why the coalition backs age limits and privacy-protecting age verification. That is... either way, he wants the digital ID. That's what I think. Senator Matt Canavan said, I would have supported the censures motion this morning, but the government's brought them on without the senators here to hear the arguments against them or defend themselves. This can only be described as kangaroo court process. We have unfortunately cheapened what should be one of the more serious actions the Senate can take. Here in Australia, kangaroo court. Sounds about right. Matt Wallace said he put the necklace on. This necklace is an Omega symbol, I believe. Oh, there's a message. Anyway, that's an Omega symbol. So whatever that means, I don't know. The Australian said Trump's pick as health secretary promises sweeping changes to food and drug regulation and scientific research, warning the FDA's entire nutrition department needs to be eliminated and warning employees to pack your bags. Good stuff. This is the Australian newspaper or the Australian news site, whatever you want to call them. Anti-vaccines, anti-fluoride, science denial, Kennedy health's beliefs. And honestly, when they put that up on Twitter, you should have seen the comments underneath it. Oh, now we know where the Australian stands. Yeah. Yep. Because everyone didn't like this anti-vax, anti-fluoride, science denial, Kennedy's health beliefs. Most normal people see it. Craig Kelly said the Liberal Party died on September the 15th, 2015, when 54 Liberal MPs and senators launched a putsch and voted 44 to oust Tony Abbott as Prime Minister and install Malcolm Turnbull. Oh, Malcolm Turnbull was bad. Tony Abbott was not that bad, actually, funnily enough. Its corpse was finally buried when Scott Morrison backed violating the sanctity of the doctor-patient relationship during COVID and then supported Gladys Berejiklian's use of threats, prejudice and discrimination to force Australians to do something they probably didn't want to do. And its headstone was engraved and cemented in a place when Liberals went to the last election with a policy of net zero and giving ACMA the power to censor opinions as misinformation. A lot of people still voting Liberal don't realise they're voting for a rotting corpse that is buried 6 feet under. Oz Integrity said Australia, it's time to bring back the Honourable Tony Abbott to undertake a massive course correction to the direction of Liberal Australia. As the leader of the Liberals, does Peter Dutton MP represent your interests or the founding values of the party? No, not at all. And probably rather Matt Canavan or Antic, Senator Antic, as being head of the Liberal Party instead of these jokers. Okay. That one might have to be done on Rumble. What? Hang on. We'll have a little look. Symbolism. Yes, we may have to do that one on Rumble. Because I won't be able to play half of them. Not on here. Rob Sullivan said, support this baker. Oh, yep, I've done that one. That is it for today. It's an hour and 38 minutes worth of news. So there you go. Let's go back to the beginning. J1, Menacing Muskrat, Dealey. How is everybody doing today? Just baking, yum, bread. Dealey said, bet the house smells good, Muskrat. Muskrat said, and cinnamon buns, yum. And Secret Squirrel popped in. How you going? And Alex said, hi, Hev, everyone. Just seen you live. Didn't get any notification. It was a surprise a little bit. I kind of sort of just got up and went live because I had a headache and I thought if this gets any worse, I won't be doing another video today. So instead of doing that, I'll go now and get it over and done with. Secret Squirrel said, Menacing Muskrat, hope you're well. Alex said Jimmy Savile was one of the, so vile actually, was one of the biggest pedos in history. Everyone knew, and he was best mates with Charlie. Alex said these people make me sick. And they knighted him. Yes, they did, Dealey. Alex said, yes, Starmer dropped the case about Jimmy. Secret Squirrel said, Alex, that's why I refuse to pay a TV licence, never have. Alex said, how about they eat the bugs and own nothing and be happy and leave us all alone and we'll all be happy. That sounds great, Alex. Alex said, same Secret Squirrel, I'm not paying for pedo protectors. Alex said it's disgusting, same as Andy Pandy being best mates with Epstein. They reflect the mates they keep, Dealey. J1 said they count votes using their fingers. Yeah, Dealey said that fight was rigged. Dealey said Ben Carson was a good guy. Hope he still is. I believe he is. Alex said that Tyson fight was a money-making scheme. Apparently they all made millions from Netflix and all the other deals they made. Apparently it didn't even stream properly. Dealey said doing the Trump dance. Good stuff. Everyone was doing it with me. Secret Squirrel said, Alex, yeah, that defo was only for the cash. Dealey said Netflix kept buffering Alex. Secret Squirrel said, ain't nobody going to break his stride. Ain't nothing going to hold him down. Oh, no. He's got to keep on moving. Oh, you're still here, Secret Squirrel. Good to see. Good to see. Sometimes people pop in and pop out again, and I get it because people are busy. They might catch up later or whatever, you know. Alex said, my lap is on go slow. Might have to reboot, lol. J1 said Freemasonry. Alex said, yeah, that's what I heard. The loosh of it all, Dealey. J1 said someone on X is releasing the 28 names soon, apparently. Can't wait. SW said, g'day, guys. Sorry, can't talk because my phone won't let me comment whilst Chromecasting to my TV. Hope you're all well. You too, SW. Good to see ya. Dealey said, Alex, I finally got my new phone last week. I'm still setting things up. They assume I know what I'm doing. J1 said bowl of human soup for lunch. Alex said, great to hear you got a new phone. I'm like that when I get a new one. Takes a bit of getting used to, don't they? I wish they'd stop changing things. I swear they do it just to make us, like, not comfortable, you know. Right, here you go again. Here's another one you got to work out. Same as TVs, all sorts of things, you know. It's like, oh, set this new box up now, set this up, set that up. Even your freaking memory cards. You've got to format the bloody memory. I didn't realise this, right? You have to format the memory card before you use it or it won't store any of your videos and shit. So I've lost a whole nother bunch of videos. But anyway. Okay. Kai said, much love, everyone. Out running around. Hit that like, everyone. God love you. Gotta go. Have a good one, Kai. Dealey said, Kai just did a drive-by. SW said, the hooker looks like they all gone fruity or having an episode. Crazy people. Dealey said, Alex, so much I don't know. SW said, I'm glad we don't have a haka. I poked my tongue out enough already. Alex said, hey, Kai and Tony, take care. God bless. See you soon. Alex said, hey, SW, I learnt the haka at school. My gym teacher was from New Zealand. Alex said, I think it was an old video of Mitch, the one I was talking about where we were watching the election. Could be. But it wasn't like the one where the lady tapped him on the hand and he snapped out of it and did something, you know, said something else. It was a different one. Dealey said, JFK just reported the jab was made by military, not by Pfizer, Moderna, and it was harmful. Oh. There you go. I'm going to have to get into more news and come back live tomorrow. Alex said, hopefully it doesn't take you too long to learn it all, Dealey. Alex said, just trying to catch up after the reboot. Chipmunk speed. Yeah, I'd sound funny as a chipmunk. Dealey said, Alex, my grandson's been trying to video chat with 100 plus times over the weekend. I wasn't notified, got downloaded something else. Oh. Alex said, hopefully the people don't fall for the blue beam. I'm glad COVID seems to have woken a lot of people up. Alex said, oh no, is it an Android or iPhone, Dealey? Alex said, I use Signal. It's annoying that it doesn't always push messages, calls through. Sometimes I end up missing loads. Same here, Alex. I don't always get a notification. And like last time you said, did you get my message? I had to open Signal to find it. Dealey said, Alex, I thought Android, but it's Galaxy S24, neither Android or iPhone. Oh, wow. Yeah, my inspection. Alex, my inspection went well. Sounds like good news. It does. I got called a good tenant. Okay, so it's like a policy that they have to come out every 6 months. It's not there. I'm sure if it was under their discretion, they probably wouldn't bother too much because they know I look after the house. I also asked for a reduction in rent because my son's moving out this weekend. And she said, I'm going to be very frank with you right now. She said they could get a lot more for this house if they wanted to. But since you are a good tenant, you can ask. The most they can do is say no. So she said send them an email and to state why and what's happening and why you would need a reduction in rent. And so I did. And so I'm waiting to hear back to see what happens. I did say ideally I could comfortably pay $350, I believe. But any reduction at all would be appreciated. But they are right. She is right. They could get a lot more for this house if they put this back on the market. They could probably get about $580. So I said to her I was too scared to ask because I know they could get more for it. Anyway, we'll see what happens with that, but I'm a good tenant apparently. No one has told me that in a long time, so it feels good to hear that. She said, you're a good tenant. They might, bend for you a bit, The last time the house was sold was back in 1991 for $15,000, so I'm pretty sure they've paid the house off and aren't still, unless they've got an overdraft on the house, maybe. I'm pretty sure they don't owe money on it. So pray for me, guys. Pray for me hard. I need hard prayers right now that they drop this rent for me. I really do, but I will try and stay here anyway, even if they keep it at $400 a week, because it's still cheaper than anywhere else. I can't do anything. I'm stuck, as you know. So either way, I've got to try. I'm just going to have to. I'll be giving up smoking for sure, definitely. Menacing Muskrat said, that's great to hear. Have been praying for you. Yay, keep praying. Keep praying. SW said, hi, Alex. I didn't get out of it. Had me mum dressing me up in a kilt and sending me to Scottish dancing. Oh, God love you. My brother wore a kilt to his wedding because of our surname being Mick. We are of Scottish heritage somewhere along the line on my dad's side, but Irish on my mum's side. So, yeah, my brother wore a kilt to his wedding. Yeah. Alex said, that is Android. I think it's made by Samsung. D-Lee said, yes, Samsung, but not Android. Alex said, oh, I bet you look sweet, SW. Alex said, yes, that's still an Android, which is the operating system, D-Lee. I find Android much easier to use than iPhone. So do I, actually. Android is so much easier. SW said, sweet potato head, maybe, Alex. Alex is laughing at the potato. Alex said, these people don't even know what they're talking about regarding climate change, but they're all trying to push it on us when it's a big corporation that's causing it all. Not just that, it's just more money for them, and their mates who are involved in the green businesses and things like that. So, yeah, it's I think they're desperate. They're really trying to get money because maybe they're sinking. I don't know, but they seem to be trying to push all these silly things to try and get more money out of the people, the people. Alex said they just run their mouths off, taking orders, don't have a clue, bloody fools. Yeah, when they're questioned about it, they can't quite answer it, Out to Lunch said, we're here. Hey, Out to Lunch and Donna, good to see ya. Randy said hi, as in, I'm high. Randy said, cooking steak and mushrooms, onions, zucchini. Oh, yum. Send some over, Randy. Alex said, I don't know why anyone's still following the rules and listening to these tyrants when the tyrants don't follow any of it themselves. I agree. D-Lee said, Randy, hi in the house. Alex said, hey, Randy, that sounds yummy. Randy said, smells great. You're making me hungry. Alex said, I was thinking about you the other day, wanting to ask you a plumbing question, Randy. Randy said, yep, okay, ask away. Alex said, I had a brand new boiler fitted the other day and it doesn't work. It's dropping pressure in literally seconds. Do you have any idea why this could be? Randy said, a leak. And D-Lee said the same thing I did. Diane? Hillary? Diane? Oh, have a good one, D-Lee. Alex said, that bloke that fitted couldn't find a leak anywhere. Randy, I hope I don't have to rip up the floor. It could it also be a sensor problem? Randy said, only way to lose pressure is a leak. Keep adding water till leak shows up. Randy said, I'm currently making boiler system for 200-unit, 8-story building. Oh, well done, Randy. Hey, Sherry, how you going? Alex said, dang it, I was hoping you wouldn't say that. Could find it with a thermal camera as the radiators get hot, but just go off when the pressure is gone about 5 minutes later, Randy. Sherry said, boy, am I late. I started early. I started at a very weird time this morning. That is because of a headache, and I just thought, no, I'm going to do it now while the headache's mild because I don't know what it's going to be like later on. Alex said, blimey, that's a lot of boilers, Randy. Randy said, camera might find leak. D-Lee said, hey, Sherry. Everyone's saying, hello, Sherry. Don't worry, I was too. I didn't get a notification, said Alex. Randy said, 3 large ones and lots of pipe. Alex said, I might try that first, as all the floor is sealed and no way of knowing where it is, as there's no hissing or anything like that, Randy. Randy said, must be big IG pressure goes away quickly. If pressure goes away quickly, I think that meant. Alex said, yes, it literally drops 5 minutes, but can't see any water anywhere or hear any leaking. Oh, no. SW said, hey, here's a song you might remember, Torpedo. No. Alex said, it's so frustrating as I've been without a boiler for a while now and costs quite a bit of money to get a new one for it not to work. They should be able to fix it. Randy said, can you hear the refilling? Alex said, where would the refilling sound come from? The boiler? Randy said, person who installed responsible to leave it working correctly. That's what I thought, Randy. If they're installing it, they've got to make sure it's operational before they leave and not faulty and anything else. That's what I thought too. Alex said, yeah, I know. He was here all day and then left without it working, so he needs to come back and make sure it's working. Definitely. Randy said, boiler attached to water somewhere to fill, usually a special valve to regulate pressure. Randy said, don't pay. Alex said, good to see you, Sherry. Conchega, how you going? The last cannibal feast was over 3,500. Oh. SW said, hey, Yowie, did you get your boiler's ticket in Navy? Alex said, yeah, there are 2 valves. It fills up to the correct pressure. The ignition fires up after a little while. The rad's hot water comes on, but then the pressure drops almost immediately. Wow. Randy said, pressure should remain constant, on or off. Conchega said, nah, mate, it was a chippy. Was last working on turbo steam generators and small boats. That would be phase 3. Alex said, he suggested leaving the pressure on slightly. I said that was dangerous, Randy. Randy said, pump only moves water. Menacing said, could be Elon Musk, rat, but it also could be John McAfee. We have it all. McAfee gave out the laptops and computers. SW said, what about your steamers then? Boilers is a woman twice your age and steamers is 3 times. Randy said, refill should have one-way check valve on, always be on with regulator. Conchega said, SW, we weren't that fussy. Randy said, it's a PSYOP. Yeah, but it's working the opposite way to the normal PSYOPs we get. I think it's a PSYOP to wake people up. Alex said, I'll get him to come back or call someone else as he seems a bit of a cowboy. I might get a thermal camera too. Thanks for your advice, Randy. Randy said, anytime, Alex. Alex said, I'll look in the manual to see if I can see which one that valve would be. I don't want it to blow up in my face. Oh, no, don't do that. Whatever you do, Alex. Conchega said, Randy, evidence, insight, who's your intel coming from? Randy, he's working as a plumber. Randy said, steam blows up, not hot water. Alex said, Aussie speak. Randy said, who has looking glass? Randy said, has ability to be that person. Conchega said, Randy, who has? Project Looking Glass America government. D-Lee said, Alex, could the pressure valve be bad? Conchega said, Randy, well, Hillary didn't have access to it, nor Biden. Randy said, someone does. They saw their end, not ours. Conchega said, maybe catch us later on Rumble if you go there, currently cutting templates for the baseball grass signs. Oh, good luck. Randy said, nothing can stop what's coming, end of times. Kachega said, Randy, with you on that. Nothing can stop what's coming. Randy said, Age of Aquarius. Kachega said, Ciao, peeps. Randy said, Thousands Year Peace. Dealey said, Take care, Yowie. Randy said, Super done smoking a joint. Alex said, I thought that was after I looked in the manual. It said there could be a few things, even though it's brand new. I don't know if it was dropped or if he fitted it properly, etc. Alex said, I don't want to have to pay up to £2,000 for a leak detection company to find a hidden leak. As if it's a leak, it's not obvious at all, Dealey. Dealey said, yeah, check cheapest route first. Alex said, love Jubbly, I hope you enjoy, Randy. Alex said, it's always good to get a second opinion. Nice enough bloke, but I'm thinking now he may not have been as qualified as we thought, Dealey. The bloke that installed your thing. Dealey said, best of luck to you, Alex. And Alex said, hey, Deb, awesome, God love you. Alex said, thank you, let's hope it's something simple, although it never usually is. Deb said, hey, SW. Hello, Menacing Muskrat. Hey, Sherry. Deb said, so Mr. Alex Jones is in a spot of trouble. No, I don't think so. I think it's the opposite. He's just been let off the trouble. Menacing Muskrat. Hello, Deb. How's everyone doing too? Good. Hope you're good. Alex said, I'm sort of good. I think a lot of these schemes are money laundering operations. I mean, look what happened in COVID and all the contracts that were given to friends, making millions of the public as usual. That's exactly what I think of all these other things, Alex. Pat said, we need Pauline, don't trust Dutton, never trust a cop. Deb said, I am well. Pat waved. I'd wave back, but you won't see me. Alex said, not too bad, although fed up with all the nonsense. Can't wait till it's over. Hope you're well, Menacing Muskrat. Joe 1 said the beginning, Omega. Oh, okay. Here we go. The beginning. Beginning of the end for them. I'm trying to find a candle to make my cuppa hot. Oh, no, I'll be going shortly anyway. I'll have to upload this one onto Rumble. I won't be going to Rumble today, guys, because of the headache, but I will try my hardest to get on there tomorrow. And I've got another post to read as well. Deb said, hello there, sweetie Pat. Hope you're well. Oh, J1 said, oops, the end, Omega. Okay. Ooh, we're at the end. We might be, you know. We might be. Pat said, hi, Deb, Alex, all you lovely people. Deb said, thank you, Hev. Just lovely to see you. Oh, God love you. And Deb said, hey, Secret Squirrel. And Secret Squirrel said, still here, Hev. God love you. Deb said, yes, was a terrible fight. Deb said, we all need technology knowledge. Deb said, I love the Kai drive-by. Alex said, I didn't know you had to format SD cards either. Probably why I ended up losing 10 years' worth of stuff ages ago. Been scared to use one since. Yes, apparently you have to put it on your computer or, get it on a laptop or computer and format the bloody thing first. Same with all USB storage. Like the little sticks. Oh, dear me. I've done that mistake a few. That's how I lost everything off my laptop, like all my original videos from when I first started on YouTube, because of the stupid thumb drive that I didn't format first. Okay. Deb said, yes, very scary. Alex said, yay, Hev. Hopefully they put your rent down. Praying for you. Dealey said, praying for you. Deb said, yes, I've been praying for you. Alex said, if not, hopefully you can get someone nice to live with you to help out. Alex said they let you keep your chickens too, which is good. That's why I need to stay. Unless I can find a house in the country, I have to stay here because they allow me to have the chickens and my cats, and holy cow. And I can't go anywhere else for now because the rent's too expensive, even out in the middle of whoop whoop now. They're $400 or $420 or $450, and it's like, come on, no. You can't do this to me. And Dealey said, gotta go, love you all, take care. You too, Dealey. Deb said, I don't think we could go without a Hev News. Alex said, I gave up smoking about 6 or 7 weeks ago. I'm still going. I've been using a little vape, but don't even use that much either. I just have it as a comfort thing. That's good, Alex. Keep going, keep going. I encourage anyone who's given up smoking, keep going. Alex said, sorry for all the boiler talk. No, that's interesting. Deb said, you're with Hev123 family, Alex. SW said, damn, my song Big Bottom Spinal Tap was deleted. Alex said, I thought it would be a lot harder, but it's not too bad with this vape thing. I really don't like them. It's so much cheaper than tobacco. Ridiculous prices these days. Alex said, already paid half, but may use the other half to buy a thermal camera if you can't fix it. Menacing Muskrat said, Coronavisor, Project Looking Glass. Ooh. Alex said, oh no, type it again to see if it goes through, SW. Where'd that go? Alex said, is the Looking Glass the one at the Vatican? It's the one the board was talking about. I know that. Alex said, were they supposed to see the future? Yes. Alex said, maybe why they're rushing to try and control us all as they know how it ends for them. Deb said, darn, I did not know he was let off, just hoping shit hitting the fan. Menacing Muskrat said, Coronavisor, Vatican, Project Looking Glass, white hats. Okay, cool. Alex said that £2,000 is on top of the £1,600 already paid for the boiler. That was a cheap boiler, as I know they can be a few grand. I need an old open fire, although they're trying to stop them too. Get one anyway. Oh, dear. I'm trying not to listen to all these people who say things like, because they've said that here in Australia too. The Greens are trying to get rid of people's fireplaces, and I've said, stuff you, no thank you. Even if I build a house, I'm installing one anyway. Not that that'll ever happen, but well, you never know. If those coins do all right, I might be all right. I might be able to afford some land somewhere. Deb said, and they could not change the future to their advantage. Alex said, they can't make money if we make our own fire. Flyby Stew said, wow, hello, can't believe I've seen you. Awesome. Yeah, I've been on for like 2 hours and 2 minutes just now. Okay. Deb said, thank God my son built his computer. Yeah, it's good when you can do that. I wish I could. Deb said, so he can help. Everyone's saying, hey, Flyby Stew. Flyby Stew said, Alex didn't know we was on tonight. No one did until I popped on. And I didn't even schedule, I scheduled about 5 minutes before I jumped on. Deb said, yes, our rent went up $75, so now our rent is $400. Yes. Menacing Muskrat said, what is your thoughts regarding this guy, Pascal Najati? I've never heard of him. Flyby said, hey, Deb, love yous. Deb said, but you can get cheaper rent at the moment. Where? Alex said, maybe we can do another call-in show soon. I'm hoping tomorrow on Rumble. I'm hoping. I just need to wake up without a headache because this is really peeing me off. It's because I've had my hands up in the air a lot. Like I've been doing a lot of gardening and trimming trees and stuff, and I'm not that strong, and it's pulling my muscles, and then I'm going to bed and waking up with a headache. So I believe that's what's happening anyway. But my house is absolutely spotless. The gardens are spotless. You should see it. Okay. Alex said, I didn't either. It was a surprise live Flyby Stew. Alex said, maybe we can do another call-in show soon. Yep, I read that. Deb said it will come out eventually. They will all be unable to walk the streets. Menacing Muskrat's put a link up there that I'm going to have to look at. Deb said, thank you, Menacing Muskrat. Alex said, thank you, Menacing Muskrat. Save for later. Deb said, cannot get cheap rent. Sorry, misspelling. Menacing Muskrat said, take some pictures, Hev. Oh, I should. Yes, I'm going to, as well as with those flags I've just bought. So I'll put a bunch of pictures up on the community post. So please make sure you've got the bell. You know when you subscribe and you get the little bell? Hit that little bell for all notifications, and then you'll get my community posts as well, which also let you know whether I'm sick and not going live and when you're expecting me or anything like that, or or if I might go live on Rumble and skip YouTube altogether. Sometimes, you never know. But yeah, so please make sure you've hit the notification bell so you get all of my pictures and everything because I'm about to take some photos. Okay, guys, I hope you have a good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. And I'll talk to you soon. Much love, guys, and I shall see you tomorrow, hopefully without a headache this time. Bye.